today. From Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. It's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led by a 3.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He gets this one complete to Bowden. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Now left side on the swing pass. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 13 carries, 62 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and the coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expected maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Back deep is Kadarius Toney. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Off play action, Newton. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, he had his eyes on 200 yards last week, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And he was really, really good. Fun to watch back in tape with you.
It was fun to watch, wasn't it? And he's trying to have the same type of a game in this one. But what was fun watching was how he read the defense. No matter what they presented, he had an answer for it, and that's why he was open during that game. Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot, they run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Here's 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Newton. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. On springs free, Montgomery loses it, and the Texans scoop it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Emmanuel Ogbah, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going
long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Looking to throw. Watson. This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return, it's Tony. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Joe Mixon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. On the return, it's King. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. 3rd and 2, Watson. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. They'll get this complete to his running back, Bodie. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
First foray into the red zone for Miami. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A give. This is Montgomery. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. David Montgomery, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. That time a 6-play drive. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace. A 1,000-yard campaign.
The guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings talking about this running game open. We'll see if that continues to happen. So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
Newton on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
From the red zone now, Newton. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Gregory Rousseau able to record his 5th sack of the season. Oh, he fakes a spike. Being chased out left. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get one step. If you're within one step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and goal. Newton escaping the pressure right. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Christian Kirk with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effect.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Will Bowden, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied here in the second quarter. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference. So
following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Newton. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw, Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Gets past one man. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Miami set to take over.
Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On 1st down, it's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Bryant. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From just shy of midfield, Watson. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. Montgomery hit and the ball is loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one.
Faking the give, now Watson. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And it's caught.
And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Watson off play, and he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd down and goal. Watson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted.
Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 15.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Touchdown! Christian Kirk, 76 yards. And the Texans on one play have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Watson. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. Touchdown, Dolphins. David Montgomery, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie our game here in the third. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Again, it's Mixon. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Third and 2, Newton. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A huge play there for Houston.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Kirk, complete.
7 yards the pick up there.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. Throwing is Newton. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Joe Mixon
with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Texans have broken the tie. Prater for the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. And Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On first down, Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bryant. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
And they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Solomon Thomas, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Throwing deep for Galladay. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play there for the Dolphins.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there. On
first down, it's Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on second down. Newton.
That'll be caught by Tony.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Here's Newton. This is caught. Touchdown, Houston. Christian Kirk, 33 yards.
And the Texans are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead now up to 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, it's Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride. He was able to run free after the catch.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Watson. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. 2nd and 12. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and this Texans defense stands tall. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Newton now to throw. Steps away. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here's Newton. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. With that last pass CD, he just added another notch to the old belt. What a career it's been. He's over 35,000 career passing yards now.
And when you say that number, over 35,000 yards, how many people have done that prior to him?
Right around 30. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out of practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. They run, Montgomery. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
41 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Touchdown! It's complete.
Kenny Galladay, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
So here are the Texans to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. On first down, it's Newton. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Newton. This is caught. It's Kirk. Touchdown, Texans. 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25.
So Deshaun Watson in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 2:05 to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. Now a first down throw, Watson.
Pass complete, Galladay.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Watson. And that's caught by Williams.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down now, but that clock rolling. To that catch, good for only a couple. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Watson to throw.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts in the middle of the field. That should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
Now Watson.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that is intercepted. They'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do it with such little time remaining. And that will force a turnover on downs. Throwing here, Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack. Newton. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught at the 8. Touchdown.
Joe Mixon, 35 yards. And the Texans sure look like they're going to be moving to 8-1 as they add on to their lead.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home other side in this one.
Watson on first down.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. That's caught by Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. On 1st and 10, Watson. This one caught by Kittle. Touchdown, Dolphins. George Kittle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics out here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will